Hey there, guys. It's Mia here. I am so excited. I wanted to come to you with just a quick message and food for thought, okay? Have you ever asked yourself, how is it that you see that there are some people who will work with a coach or a mentor and they create results? And then you may be working with that exact same coach and mentor and it's not working for you. Like, what could that look like? Well, I am going to talk about that today. Fortunately, I have the great privilege to work with women who are giants. And that means that they are giant in their talents, their skills, their ability, their understanding that their gifts have value and they can create results and transformation with what it is that they know. Now, the question is, how come some people manage to hit their goals, crush their goals, exceed their goals, while others struggle? I'll break it down according to my experience over the last 20 years and what I've seen over and over again. And my intention is to expand you and to give you food for thought, because maybe you haven't thought about this, okay? So what I see, and I'm going to use a specific example with a client that I have worked with over the last couple of months, maybe about 4 months or so I've worked with her. And the work that we created is that she already is amazing at what she does. She wanted to move more into an online space and build out a program or expand the program that she had started and charge more for it, right? Like package it at a higher level, right? And figure out a better way to be able to market and communicate her value to her ideal audience, and to set up the back end of what she was doing so that she could attract the right people who would be looking for this online solution from her, okay? And she wanted to be able to do it in a way that was more ease and grace, not hustle oriented, so that the ideal clients start to come to her, okay? And over the last couple of months, we had a lot of moving pieces, right? So if you're looking to package what you do, they're moving pieces. Like either we have to create that package, build it, right? Get you clear on the value in your transformation. We have to set up the components of once that package is conceptualized, it actually has to live somewhere. So we have to set those things up. And then we also have to really be able to own and have agency around what it is that you do really well, and you be real clear about what that is so you can attract the right people, right? And included in that, you have to have the ability to communicate with people who are interested, what it is that you do. And you can't do that with clarity if you don't know what it is. Does it make sense? All right. So let me just talk about this particular client, because I think her example is something that could benefit so many individuals. So number one, over the last couple of months, she had to do all the things that I just mentioned above. And the reason that she has created success being implementing all of the things that needed to happen, is because of the very first word that I used, implement. So in order for you to create the success you desire, it's not just the wishing, the hoping, and the desire, right? There are tons of people who want to hit 6 figures in said period of time, or, $500,000, $1 million. But if you want to have success, you have to be an implementer. And the truth of the matter is, when I work with women who implement, you're going to get it done, because the formulas I have work. But they don't work if you don't implement, right? If you don't send the emails, if you don't write the copy, if you don't follow up with the clients, if you don't set the back end up the way that we need to, because implementation is key to create results. And I think it's something that a lot of times we know it intellectually, but we don't know it, right? Like you can look at I don't know why this isn't working. It's like, well, what did you do? Okay. So that's first thing, is implementing, okay? And I'm just talking to you guys freestyle. The second piece is doing what you do not like to do. And sometimes even doing the thing you do not understand to do yet. All right, so the reason that this particular client created results is because she had to do some things that she did not like to do. All right. And the reason she didn't like to do them is because she didn't actually understand the value of doing them, but she trusted the process. So if you're working with a coach or a mentor, one of the things that's going to be really important is trust and doing things sometimes that you might not like to do, but it's in your best interest and you just do it anyway. And what I watched from her over a period of time where she was questioning what she had to do that she didn't understand, as she started to do it anyways, she recently just said to me, like, wow, that like really made a lot of sense what you had me to do in terms of explaining what my transformation was, because it's really clear to me and it's really now clear to my audience, and I can stand in my value as a result of that clarity. Right. But initially, when you think that you already know and it's not working, right? Like whatever you're doing, it's not working. It's not giving you the yield of results. It's the reason you need a mentor. You got to understand that implementation is key, but also you got to trust the person that you hired to help you see the things you do not see. And a lot of times this is where people totally drop off. This doesn't make any sense. I already have this. I already know this. But the question isn't what you know. Like, you don't work with mentors and coaches because of what you know. You work with people because of what you don't know. And you're looking for their insight and their results to show you what you do not know. And that's very important, right, to understand. The third piece is also sometimes you have to just do it. Okay. And that means that you might not believe it. I did a whole live the other day about believability and how it keeps so many people, underpriced, undercharging, undervalued. But sometimes when you're working with a mentor or coach, and I know a lot of the women that I have the privilege of working with, we might have price disagreement, right? So what I believe the value of what they're bringing to the table should be, they may not yet believe that themselves. But in this case, there was trust, okay? There was implementation. And she believed me, okay? And because she believed me, she was able to increase her prices, like a lot, for her coaching program. And you know what? She sold it. And once you sell the thing that you didn't believe would sell, you no longer have a belief issue because you got to stand in your value and your belief changes because of the action. And I'll tell you that a lot of times what gets in the way of people realizing their goal is that belief piece, because they are afraid of the no and they're getting no anyway, right? And if you invest with someone and they help you to understand your value, even if it's uncomfortable, you've got to believe bigger for yourself and sometimes just do it. And when you do it, I've never had a client that has gone from charging $2,500 to $5,000 or $5,000 to 10 or 10 to 20 or more per client that's ever gone back to selling or underselling once they know their value. What's that tell you? Okay. So believability is so important, and having a mentor or coach that can see you as you can be, who will call you out to do the things that you have said you want to do, to call you out to keep the promises that you have made to yourself. To me, I think that's what great mentorship is. When I have the great privilege to talk to someone who knows me or who's worked with me. I was just talking to one of my coaches last night, Dan, and one of the things that I appreciate about him is that he knows me, right? He knows what I can do. He knows what I'm really great at. He knows it in a way that he sees me more objectively than I even see myself. You got to have people in your world who see you that way. And if you don't have people in your world that see you that way, you got to put yourself in a place where you're with people who are able to tell you the truth. And it might be uncomfortable. You might not want to do it, but do it anyway, because I think you're going to see the results. And then the fourth piece is that creating that return on your investment. So one of the reasons that we invest in mentors, coaches, consultants, who have been there, who have done that, right, who have proof of results. The reality is the reason you work with them is for return. So you're not in any kind of coaching, relationship, community, programs, whatever it is that you're in because of personality, because of feeling good, because you want someone to pump you up, right? Like, no. You're in that community because you want a return on investment. And the only people that I've seen that have gotten are individuals who implement, who trust, and who grow their belief, okay? And those individuals get a return on investment. And in this case, this particular client, everything that they paid me, right, up until now, they've got 100% return. They got all of their money back. And in fact, I was just telling a story about another one of my clients just a couple weeks ago. Well, the three of them, same thing. You know, literally what they paid me, they got returned more than 100% on what they invested with me. You make investments with coaches and mentors so you can get a return. And you got to show up and be that person that implements. You got to be that person that takes 100% responsibility for doing the work. You got to work on your mindset. At least you not try to make everybody else as small as your belief about yourself, right? You want to work with someone that sees bigger in you and what the possibilities are, that you can accomplish and own that, right? If you really truly want to believe success and see it happen for yourself. And I think one of the best things that to me happens in great coaching relationships and dynamics is that your clients get an amazing return. And the last thing I'm going to share with you, that all of my most successful clients have in common is all of those individuals have been seekers of me. So I'm online, I post a lot of things and they listen to them over the years. So whether it's the webinars or whether it's lives or whether it's some content course that they've, signed up with or whatever it is. But they made a decision, hear me on this, okay, that's what I need. And all of those individuals, every single one of them said yes and figured it out. They didn't hide. They didn't run. They weren't scared. They exercised for themselves self-leadership. And if you want to grow an amazing business, you want to be an example to the people that you're serving or to your staff or to the people in your world, to your kids. One of the things that's going to be very important moving forward is having that ability to choose what you want, proactively go after what you want. What does that look like? That means, hey, this resonates with me. You see something, you reach out and you say, I am ready. Ready means I'm investment ready. Ready means that I've got the time. I have the belief in myself. I'm ready to do it. Okay. Without anything being convoluted, right? That's what readiness looks like. And in all of the cases of my most successful clients, that's what the dynamic looked like. This particular woman, for example, I'll never forget it. I'm on the phone with her. We're doing a breakthrough session. I'm hearing about her business. She had watched my webinar, loved it. And from that, she was like, I'm ready, right? And she asked me, how could she work with me? That's a clue. It wasn't like, hey, you want to work with me? Nope. She asked me, how can I work with you? And that's what all my clients do. And I opened solutions for her that made sense for her. She said, can I think about it, and talk to my partner for 24, 48 hours? Sure, right? She gets right back, says, I'm ready, on the call, ready, with a credit card, ready to pay me right then. And I said, no, literally, let me just send the information over to you. I don't typically take cards over the phone or anything like that. I don't rush people into a decision in working with me, but I work with people who are deciders. And you got to be a person that's a decider. You know what I mean? If you see the evidence and the proof, right, and you get your questions answered, you can't be afraid of the light that is in front of you, right, to create the change that you desire, right? So I know that this is going to support someone who wants to create an amazing result. And for sure, if you're looking to package what you do in this upcoming year into a high value product and you want to own all the parts of who you are, whether it's a hard skill or soft skill, and you are looking to work with a mentor who's proven, I'd love to have the opportunity to support you. And whether it's, one-to-one coaching, or whether it's through one of my group programs, or, a VIP day, we would figure out what is right for you, in this season, to the opportunity to have that conversation with you. All right. So you can always DM me here. So wherever you're seeing this message, I love you guys. I hope you have a great and amazing day. And more importantly, choose yourself.